Here you will find the typical screen of any of our study CDs that are produced by Tri-State Consultants and StudyThe.com. This one that we're using today is the 2009 IRC Building Version 2011.1 Study CD. So this is the 2009 IRC Building portion Study CD that has been upgraded to the 2011 ICC exams. You will notice here we have three different modes. We have a learning mode, a certification mode, and a flashcard mode. In the learning mode, we have two different options. One, we have the configure option and the choose categories. First, we will go to the configure option. You will notice that we already have some check marks on our options. One is shuffle the question delivery order, which I would recommend that you should always have this on. This has it to where you will, the questions will be shuffled each time. This is one of the beauties of this software, is the questions are shuffled and the answers are shuffled. So each time that you, whether you're in the learning mode, flashcard mode, or certification mode, you will always get different questions and the answers will be in different orders on each question. Also, show me instant feedback when I answer the question incorrectly. You could have it where it's correctly, or either or. I recommend just leaving them at the default of what we already have set up. Enable a back button and mark questions feature. This is on the study mode. Enable show answers and show hint buttons, and show my score as I take the test. Also, if we begin the test now, you will notice it says please add at least one category. So we go back in and we choose our categories. You will notice in this case here we can still go back to our options, or we can go to categories. You'll notice that this is the 2009 IRC, which is chapters 1 through 10 of the International Residential Code. We can come in and add one chapter at a time, or we can come in and add all 10 chapters. You will notice here it says questions per category. The minimum is 2 questions per category, and the maximum would be 99. But in this case here, what I recommend starting off with is all of the questions, and 2 questions per category, or all of the categories, if you will. Once you go through the test several times and you find that you're having trouble with a particular area, you may come back and say, well, I'm having trouble with chapter 6. Then what you could do is you could come in here and just devise a test, say a 10 question test that is for nothing but, well, I'm having trouble here. Here we go. All right. There we go. See, we could have 99, which is not going to be that many questions in that chapter, but we could do that and leave it as it is. For this purpose now, we're going to begin all of them and use all the categories, and we're going to begin our test. You will notice that we have mark question and review. We have an area where it shows your score, which as you are taking this test, you do find out what your score is. You'll notice that it was 10 categories at 2 questions per category. So in this particular test, we're having a 20 question test. It has a question and 4 possible answers. Also, you will notice we have a button for explanation, show answers, and next. Now, if I automatically click next without answering this question, it comes up and says, no dummy, please select a choice or check the mark question box, which will allow you to answer this question later. So let's say that we really don't know what this question is, or we have an idea and we want to mark it and come back to it. So we've answered that question, or we've marked it. Now we've got one and we say, you know, I really don't know what the size is, or the question or the answer is to this. So I can hit explanation. You'll notice it comes back and it tells you the answer to the question, and it gives you the section in the code of where this is found. Now, if I move this down a little bit, you will notice that answer B in this particular case is the correct answer. Now the next time you see this question, the answer will not be answer B. It may be A, C, or D, because as I mentioned earlier, we do have random questions and random answers. So in this case, I'm going to answer B, and we'll move on to the next one. Our next question, I'm going to show the example. Let's just say that we're starting out and we just want to see the answer. We can click Show Answer, and it comes back and gives you the answer, and we can move forward. Now if I come in and answer this question D, it comes back and says, nope, you answered incorrectly. The answer is A, and it tells us exactly where to find it in the code book. Now you can go through the 20 questions, or you can click End. If you click End, it asks if you do want to end it. Click Yes. It says, oh, you've got one question to review that we marked. Okay, let's go back and review this question. And the unfinished space between the ceiling assembly of the top story and the roof assembly is, we will say, attic. Submit. Now it comes back and it gives us our score. You'll notice here that we made 15 out of 75. 75 is the minimum passing score. It tells us exactly where we did, how we scored in each category. Of course, we didn't take the full exam, so some of them we didn't even get to the category or chapter. Also, it gives you the correct answers of every one of them, and it shows you the ones that you missed and what the correct answer is. We can click Close. We'll go down to our title bar, and we'll bring back up our main screen. Then we go to launch certification mode. In this particular test, the actual test that you will take with ICC is a 60-question test. It is a 2-hour time limit. So you will notice that we have a 60-question test, and we have a clock. This clock will quit at the end of 2 hours. This is very, very important. This is as close as you're going to get to seeing the actual exam or the way it's set up. Now please keep in mind, the purpose of this study CD is not for you to memorize the questions. The purpose of this study CD is teaching you how to find things in the code book, due to the fact that we don't have no idea. I know they've got several thousand questions in their question pool, but there's no way for us to know all the questions, and we don't want to know them, due to the fact we're trying to teach you how to find anything in the code book and pass the test under any circumstances. Not because you've memorized the code, it's because you know how to find it. And in real world, that's the key, is not memorizing the code book, it's being able to find it in the code book. Here you'll notice that we also have our marked question and review like we did in the learning mode. Notice that we do not have the explanation or show answer, due to the fact that in the regular test you will not have that availability. So we come in and we answer our questions. If you'll notice, if I click next without answering, it says no, you've got to either mark question box or click an answer. This one I'm going to mark. We come in, we're going to ask the question about this. And let's say that we don't want to finish it, we want to just quit. So if you'll notice, it comes back and asks me, I can review it or end test. I'm going to go ahead and end it. You'll notice what the questions that we have answered, and it gives you the same information as before. Now we come to our flashcard mode. If you'll notice, we click on our flashcard mode, and it gives us 4 different options. 1, it says show all the flashcards. 2, show flashcards I have not viewed yet. 3, show flashcards I have answered 1 or more times. That's answered wrong. Or show flashcards I've answered wrong 50% or more times. So now we start, and we're going to answer all the questions. In this case here, we have our question, and then we try to answer it, and we click back or answer to see what the answer is. If I did get it right, I click on next, I was right. Or if I come in and click an answer and I say no, I didn't get it right, then I can click it was wrong. and you continue going on down, answer the next question. You'll notice here it tells you what chapter it's in. Got that one right. We come back, and I would say 6 mil poly is the answer here, and it is correct, so I did get it right. Now I can go through the test. Also, please notice that in this particular deal, we can increase our text size. Okay, but we're going to bring it back down to where we can see it all. I want to end my test now. It tells me what I've answered and what the average time is per flashcard. Now, last but not least, we have our view score history. You will notice this was in the certification mode. This was in the learning mode. It does not give you a score history of your flashcard mode. Now, so my recommendation is you take several learning tests, and once you get to the 85%, give or take, then you may want to take some simulation tests. And once you are in that 85 to 90% range, you're ready to go take your real test. Also, if you want to clear your history, you can clear the score history here. It starts all over again as a blank score. Then to end this software, you click close, and it says, are you sure you want to exit? We click yes, and that closes out the software. If you have any questions on this or other CDs, please contact us at StudyThe at StudyTheCode.com.